Hi and welcome to Violet Connie Art. I am going to do a flip through for World Watercolour Month. I have been sick again, so that's why I haven't had any videos up. I'm still a bit crook today. I was actually going to film this yesterday, but I was so snotty that I didn't think anybody would want to listen to me sniffling throughout the whole video. So I'm doing this today, so it's a bit late. It's September already and World Watercolour Month was in July. So anyway, let's get straight into it. So this was day one with the prompt primary palette, and I started off by just wanting to paint a girl with a bow in her hair, the back of the girl's head, and this kind of set off the whole series. I decided to keep with the theme of a girl, the back of her head and what she was looking out over. I wasn't entirely happy with this one. It had I think I could have done a little bit more with the background, but it was a good start. So this is the next one, and this was a sunny days, or sunny sky, and yeah, I really like how I did the reflections, and also of course put the purple in. I think it complements the yellow really well, and yeah, I like this one. It's one of my favorites. I also have these available for sale on my Redbubble shop, on the front of notebooks and stickers and cards, as well as postcards and greeting cards, and also prints if you want to get some, and I'll leave a link to that in the description, and I'll put some of the artwork from there over on this side. So this was day 3, and it was picnic food, and yeah, I did a picnic rug with the girl and the 2 bows in her hair, the 2 little pigtails. I tried to vary it day to day, but it got very hard at the end. But I really like how I've got this whole entire series. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it entirely yet, but it's just a nice little fat stack. Next up we had family fun, which I did a beach scene, and I really adore this girl's swimmers, and I like her hair, the reddish hair. I would love a pair of swimmers like this. It's purple and the little butterflies on it. And yeah, I really like how this one turned out as well. And I think a lot of people did beach scenes for family fun for this prompt, which was nice. Okay, this one was loose and free, and instead of going with the loose and free style of watercolor, I decided to make her hair loose and her running free. And I really love willow trees, so I put that into the picture as well. Next up we had window view, and I decided to do a girl standing at the window. I really love the composition of this one. I think it just came together really well. I like the yellow and the purple again. It's one of my favorite combinations, obviously, because they're complementary colors. They do go together well. And I had her looking out into the galaxy, which it's always fun to do a galaxy painting in watercolor. Next up was shiny things, and I struggled with coming up with an idea for this one, and in the end I came up with a disco ball and a person dressed in some disco clothes with a bit of tie-dye and some flares, and I think it's come out really nicely. I used some of my handmade watercolor sparkly paints. I don't know if you can catch some of that on the camera. But yeah, it's got some glitter on there and it's very pretty. Next up we had flying things, so I did hot air balloons. I really enjoyed doing this one. I had a bit of a mistake with her skin. It came out really splotchy. I'm not really sure. I think I picked a granulating brown, and so it ended up coming out splotchy. And I forgot to put little people in my balloons across, and after I finished I thought, oh, whoops, but oh well. So then balloons are just floating with no people in them. Next up was shadow play, and I immediately just wanted to do a shadow show. I really love how this girl turned out. She just came together really well. The colours, the way her hair is, how it's kind of off center, because like kids' hairs are always messy. They're not really ever properly neat. So I really like how this one turned out, and the idea of a princess and a dragon, and the little girl seems entranced in the show, like she's got her fingers in her mouth and she's like watching intently. So next up was ocean creatures, and I used a few different reference photos to get the picture of the octopus and seahorse, and I put them all together, and I tried to make it look like she had her hands up against the glass, and I think that I pulled it off okay, that she was looking through a glass at an aquarium in this big magnificent octopus. Next up was Simple Pleasures, or Simple Things, and I really enjoy reading. Books have always been really important to me ever since I was really quite young, and so definitely books was something that I thought I would do for this, and I love how it turned out really pastel. I toned down all of my colours for this one to make that pastel look, and I really like the way her hair and her outfit go together, and the Potter's Pink is always nice to use. I was going to put like different book names for all of these, but I ended up just putting books because I got lazy. Next up was Blossoming, and did cherry blossoms. I think a lot of people did cherry blossoms. That was just a nice easy one to do, and matched I think this is like a moon glow with a Potter's Pink and a mauve. It's nice and simple, come out nice. Next up, this one was Glassy. It was a bit of a stretch, really, because it's just lemonade, but who doesn't like a nice glass of lemonade? But yeah, I love how this one turned out. The composition of it turned out really well. Like I said, it's a bit of a stretch for Glassy, but I still like it. Next up, for day 14, I had Furry Crook Things, and I just had to put an Aussie themed picture in here. So this one here is some kangaroos and a koala, and a gum tree with an Aboriginal girl and a cork hat. I used to love playing with those cork hats when I was younger, so yeah, I had to add one of those in too. So I really like this one because it's Australian themed, and it's got the red dirt and everything. Next up was Monochromatic, and I wanted to try and use moon glow in a monochromatic picture, and so I've seen a lot of other people doing some snow scenes with it, so that's kind of what I went with, and I think this turned out so well. It was actually one of the quickest ones for me to paint, because it was just one colour, and I just think just how simple the lines were and how little went into each part and how nice it came out. So I'm really happy with this one. It's one of my favourites. So next up was Relaxing, and fresh water is something that really relaxes me. I do like the beach, but by far rivers, creeks, waterfalls, I love them a lot more. I love the smell of fresh water and the river, and so I painted a waterfall for this one. Next up had Music, and I decided to do a little baby in a crib with a musical mobile in it. I had a bit of a think about it for a while about what I wanted to do, and I was going to do a band scene, and then I thought, no, I want to try and do something a little different, so this is what I come up with. This one is Cloudy, I believe. I can't remember all the prompts properly. I probably should have a list beside me, but this one's Clouds, and so it was just nice and basic. I really like her outfit. I think that this maybe her hair tie clashes a little bit with her shirt, but otherwise I like the outfit and the jeans. This one I was really quite tired, and I think I started to get a little bit burnt out by the end of World Watercolour Month. Trying to come up with a very different girl for each one and trying to fit my girl into each prompt was really tricky some days. Some days it was so easy and I came up with them easily, and other days tricky. This one was a tricky day, so it was splashes of colour, and so I ended up just doing some fireworks with some of my handmade glitter paints, and it's pretty basic, probably not one of my favourites, but it's another day done. I think this one was another one where I was feeling really quite tired, and it was Buildings, the prompt, which was day 20. Next up I have day 21, which is Patterns, and I did the patterns of a lavender field. I really wanted to do some lavender along the way, and again you can see that I've paired my purple with my yellows and oranges, and I just really like how this one came out. I think the contrast in it is really nice, and it gives it kind of a nice muted kind of tone. I like it. Next up is day 22 with Rainforest. I think that maybe I could have put her outfit into something that was more rainforesty, but anyway, afterwards I thought, oh, she looks like she's going to a business meeting or something instead of like bushwalking. But yeah, I think it's still come out really cute, and I like the vines and the ferns and these trees. I like how the texture on the trees and the big trunks that branch out. I just like those. Next up is day 22, which was Beach Days, I'm pretty sure. And it was just a girl on the beach, and she's yeah, standing out on the beach and in the nice sun. So was going to do yellow polka dots on her bikini for a yellow polka dot bikini like the song, but then I forgot. So yeah, I like the twist in her hair. I've always wanted to wear my hair like that, but never been able to figure out how to make it stay for long enough to get through a whole day. Okay, next up was treats. And I thought, what more treat is a little girl that gets to go to the park, or a young child who gets to go to the park and play on the swings and the slide and all of those things. So that's where the idea for this prompt came. And I love little piggy tails and her little outfit. This is absolutely adorable. If I had a daughter, I would definitely want to dress her something like this, because it is just so cute. And I like the little polka dots and the purples. So yeah, lovely. Next up we had shades of pink, and I thought what better to do a girl themed picture than to have a pink birthday party for a girl. So it says happy birthday, and I've got just like all the different pinks that I had in my palette, and I used them all for this one. Next up was Natural Wonders. Immediately as soon as I seen this prompt on the list at the beginning of the month, I knew what Natural Wonders is going to be. What is more of a natural wonder than having babies and children? Well, I think so anyway. I really love babies and children, and so this was what I ended up coming up with. I feel like I could have done a little bit more. I was really getting burnt out by the end of this challenge, and so it ended up being simple, but I still think it's nice. So next up, this one I have fruits, and I did a little orange orchard. I actually love her outfit. I love this green and the muted kind of red, and just her hairdo, and I just think it is just really lovely. It's one of my favorite outfits of my girls. Yeah, and that was a nice fun one to do. This one I was really tired, I wasn't feeling it, and I think it was metallics. I used metallic paints. If you can see on her dress, it is very shiny. This is my least favorite. Out of the whole entire lot, this is by far my least favorite. I didn't put much effort in. I was really tired, getting burnt out, and I've just been sick one day after the other lately, so yeah, anyway. I've made up for it on the next day. I really like this one. I like the colours and the green with the pink, and yeah, I like the greenery. I like how they all came out, and it's very nice. Next up at day 30 with the prompt Wild Things, and so I did a panda bear, another really rushed one, but it came out okay. I'm not entirely happy with it, but it came out okay. And then last of all was favourite colours, and as everyone knows on this channel, purple is my favourite colour. Look at my desk. So yeah, I've got a girl in a purple dress with some butterflies and flowers and a nice purple tie in her hair, but I do actually like all colours, so I've put a painting easel and with the rainbow painted on it, because I really do enjoy all colours of the rainbow. So that is it for my World Watercolour Month. If you're interested in purchasing any of these as prints, head over to my Redbubble shop. You can get them on stickers, prints, postcards, greeting cards, and notebooks, both hardcover and spiral bound. And I'll leave a link to that in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.